That works a lot. See? Oh, beautiful.
Taller opponents, guys, pass with, spinning back in.
Because he made that switch. Whoosh.
There's the great count.
It's a huge
You
shot
see what I
from
told
Igor
you?
de Castaneda. And Jorge Perez is out cold on the canvas. Disrupts their breathing, everything.
Well, look at that.
That third round, very much one-way traffic.
Boom. Cross one with the shin. Beautiful. And another one.
That's
That was a good one. Once the body moves, that means the calf is relaxed.
Of Ross Levine telling him, you're always here for this. You're giving the time. Exactly. He knows exactly where he's Luis Roca in the black pants and the blue gloves.
They will work. Oh, that's a liver
Huge
kick.
body shot, and that has finished it with just 8 seconds left in round number 1. Luis Roca, a left kick to the liver. The tail of the tape for our champion, Mr. Edgar Skrivis. Those 2 trips that he threw in as well.
Unreal, that's what I mean.
But that spinning back fist, I'd love to see how that landed.
Assis is super tough. There we have the cartwheel kick.
Relentless
Boom,
pressure.
head kick, splat in the face.
Mixed.
Nice high kick there. Connecting to the body. There we go. Look at that. Coming underneath, just grabbing him, taking him down, put him on his back.
There we see the tail of the tape for Zolt Habda, the soldier. There's some interesting chokes you can do from that position. Oh, and a huge right hand as he steps in. Really rolled his fist over on that, didn't he? And as you can see, no intelligent defense on the floor there, not engaging his opponent, eyes were face down. Very understandable why the referee stopped that.
In the blue corner, Rafael Agayev from Azerbaijan.
Referee started there as well.
Yeah, they're never brought back to the center of the ring.
Yeah. If I was Gustavo, I would move back to the center.
That was another nice slam by Agayev. He really takes advantage of using the limbs, using his opponent's body weight, and just slamming him down to the mat.
Then again, maybe he's looking for that throw, see? So
Another nice throw.
Very nice. That's why he's doing it. Follow it up with things. Punching, kicking, combine things here. There we have it again.
He is on the ground.
Rafael Agayev from Azerbaijan.
How exciting. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kickoff press conference for Season 4 of Karate Combat. Thank you so much all for coming. The room filled up nice and good at the end. I'm very pleased. So we're going to start by announcing our league president, Adam Kovac.
Thank you. Thanks, Leila. This is a first one for all of us, for me as well. It's exciting. This is the official Season 4 Kickoff press conference. We're super excited. Season 3 was fantastic. Huge success all over the world. We broadcasted in more than 100 countries. We had fantastic fights, amazing moments. We had league senseis, GSP, Machida. We had Bas, obviously. And the fighters were absolutely amazing. And it's not so easy coming off of a season 3 and up the level, but we're gonna do it, and this is the time. We're gonna have amazing fights again, and season 4 is shaping up to be the best season we have ever done. We have signed huge names, and we're taking karate combat to the next level with our fighters and with our fantastic fans. Talking about season 4, I'd like to officially announce, as you guys can see, our new partner, Manscaped, who is very well known in the combat sports space, and they're gonna be our partners for season 4. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Congratulations on that one. Now, we've got 3 key fights that will feature in season 4 that we're going to walk you through today. I'll ask them a few questions, but for media, right at the end, we're going to open up the room to ask questions and social media as well. So, Adam, if you can tell us about our first featured fight.
Sure. As most of you probably know, one of the major news coming out of 2022 was that we kind of re-signed the Olympic silver medalist, 6-time world champion, 11 times European champion, Rafael Agayev. I think he's a fighter who needs no introduction. And he's going to be part of season 4. And he's going to... We're very, very excited about this because myself too, I was competing with Rafael. Everybody considers him as the karate GOAT, greatest of all time. And he just recently became an Olympic medalist. And we know when people transition from an Olympic sport to a professional sport, that's usually like a really good thing. Anthony Joshua, Ronda Rousey, and you name it. And now we have Rafael Agayev here. So we're super excited, and he will debut in season 4. He will debut against Zsolt Habda from Hungary. Not everybody wants to fight Rafael Agayev, although that he doesn't have that many pro full contact fights, but he showed himself already in Olympic karate that he's very, very tough. And Zsolt stood up and wanted this fight. And we're getting into season 4 production. And we chose Budapest as one of our event plays because a lot of big movies and Netflix series are shot there. And we're having our fights over there in the studio as well. And Zsolt is from Hungary, so it made a lot of sense for us to make this fight. He came back from season 3 with a beautiful victory, so we're very excited about this fight.
Thank you. Rafael, you've made a big statement in making a commitment to karate combat. I'd like to know for you why you decided on karate combat and where you see your future.
Karate kombatə niyə geçməyə qərar verdin və sən öz gələcəyi harda görürsən?
Əvvəla hamını salamlayıram. Əlbəttə ki, karate kombat mənim üçün böyük bir addımdır. Artıq 30 ildir ki, idmandayam və mən balaca vaxtlarımdan küçədə çoxlu dalaşdığıma görə və döyüşməyi çox sevirəm və harda olacam gələcəkdə, hələ ki buradayam.
I'd like to, first of all, I'd like to greet everybody. Hi. It's more than 30 years, you all know that I'm in this sports. I've been kind of a fighter from my childhood. I did a lot of fights. I love this. And for now, I'm here, but who knows what future brings? We'll see.
And of course, Karate Combat are gaining a 5-time world champion, 11-time European champion, an Olympian, a diamond of the sport, as you're called. How lucky are Karate Combat?
Karate Combat çok şanslıdır ki sen elde eləyiblər. Çünki sən dünyanın 5 kat dünya çempionusan, 11 kat Avropa və olimpik çempionusan.
Mən çox şanslıyam ki, mən kombatdayam.
I'm really lucky to be here.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Your opponent, Havda, something I found very interesting speaking to you, to be having the confidence and the readiness to take this fight, because you're fighting someone who you used to have their poster on your wall. Is that right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he doesn't need to be introduced. He accomplished almost everything in our sport, and he did so much. And I respect him so much, and it will be an honor to share the pit with him.
How do you prepare for a fight like this?
I mean, nothing special, you know. At the end of the day, it's also just a fight. I will go out and will do my best.
And is there anything in particular in this fight that you're looking forward to?
You know that I know that there were a few guys who actually turned him down, and that's not the karate spirit, you know, the way of the Bushido. We never back up from a challenge, so that's why I'm here.
I'm looking forward to it. Adam, if we can go straight to fight number 2. We've got a big one in the middleweight division with a lot on the line.
Absolutely. We have Ross Levine versus Igor de Castañeda. So this was a fight also what our fans wanted to see, and also we as a promotion, we really were looking forward to make. Ross made his debut back in season 3, and it was a very decent, dominant victory over Grinovic. And Igor also made his mark already in the pit a few times, but especially in season 3, he did an amazing job against Perez with his KO. And those guys came off season 3 as winners, and Ross went on to social media and he said, like, who's next? And the gentleman on my left thought that this was a little bit disrespectful, and that was a little bit of a beef, a back and forth in a respectful way, I believe. And if they want to fight, we're going to make it happen. And they are in the top of the division already. Ross obviously is coming from glory. He's very established. And Igor's been with us forever now, I mean, since the league existed. And they won this fight, we won this fight, so we're going to make it happen in season 4.
Ross. Earlier today, we chatted, and you said to me that before you entered Karate Combat, and as you were thinking about Karate Combat, you knew about Igor, and you thought immediately that this could be a matchup for you, a perfect matchup for you. Was the social media post a little push in that direction?
No, I don't think I needed any push in any direction. You know, all my job is to come in here and win. And, you know, as the tiles fall, this is just what happened. And I think it's the perfect time for the perfect fight to spark Karate Combat, and I'm looking forward to it.
Igor, Ross has just said the perfect time for the perfect fight. Do you agree?
Que este es el momento perfecto para pelear entre ustedes dos. ¿Tú estás de acuerdo?
Sí, yo creo que ha llegado la hora. Él ya me dijo por las redes que quién era el siguiente, pues soy yo. Y aquí me tiene y voy a darlo todo. Vamos a salir a trabajar y a ganar.
Yeah, sure. I think it's time. He posts on Instagram that who's next, and it's me. And I'm ready here to fight and to win.
And then we have one more fight to announce, and I will allow questions after everyone's up on stage. Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, before we do that, I'd like to also announce that this is a contender fight. So whoever wins this fight gonna face Shahin Atamov for the middleweight championships. And if we're already addressing championships, then this is another huge fight we're announcing for season 4. It is for the lightweight championships of the world between Edgar Scrivers and Luis Rocha. So this was also a no-brainer for us, honestly, because we don't really have to introduce Edgar Scrivers. He's undefeated in karate combat and undefeated in a way which really leave the mark. A lot of people outside of karate, but in other full contact sports, they consider him one of the, if not the best champion in our league. He's been finishing his opponents and doing an absolute amazing job. And he's ready to defend his title. And these two have some history together. They were the very first fighters who entered the pit and making the first Karate Combat Championship fight back in 2019. Edgar's won that fight, but since then, a lot of things happened, a lot of fights, and also Luis became undefeated since that fight, and he's been winning and became a completely different fighter. Obviously, Edgar's is a different fighter as well, but their season 3 performance made us, and made that for the fans and for everybody, a very obvious reason to make this fight happen.
As you've described, it's a highly anticipated rematch. My first question is for Edgar's. How much has changed in the last 3 years, and how much do you anticipate your opponent has changed?
First of all, I just want to thank everybody, thank the Karate Combat organization, and also my management team, Hajime Management, which made this happen, and for everybody who came at the press conference, and also for my opponent. We already have fought 3 years ago in 2019, and as Karate Combat and my management decided to give him another shot at the title, here at the lightweight title of Karate Combat. As you all know, a lot of things have changed. His fighting style has changed, and also my fighting style has changed fight by fight, as you can see it, fight by fight. And of course it's gonna be a different fight. What do you expect? It's gonna be a different fight, but a pretty much similar ending.
Luis, your opponent, eu traduzo se precisar, has said that he admits there's been great changes in the last 3 years, but he feels, although it'll be a very different fight, it will be the same result. Do you agree? O seu oponente falou que ele admita que vai ser uma luta muito diferente do que 3 anos atrás, mas que o resultado vai ser igual. O que você tem para falar?
Que ele deveria largar a carreira de lutador e virar profeta, já que ele está prevendo o futuro assim.
He's saying he should forget that his opponent should forget his career as a fighter and become a predictor if he can really predict it quite like that.
I just want to say, don't forget that talking doesn't win fights, fighting does, and I'm the best at it.
Não esqueça que conversar não faz diferença numa luta, não. É lutando, e ele é o melhor.
Pois é, mas agora é hora de conversar, né? Se quiser começar a lutar aqui, a gente pode começar também, sem problemas.
Okay. But this room is the place to talk, but if you want to fight now, I'll fight now too, no problem.
Let's leave it to season 4.
I'm smarter than that. I'm gonna get in the pit, smash you, and earn a lot of cash as well.
Entendeu? Eu sou mais inteligente do que isso, eu vou esperar para entrar no pit, vou te bater lá e eu vou ganhar mais dinheiro também.
Obrigado por isso. Meu maior interesse é seu cinturão e o dinheiro também. Então, eu prefiro lutar lá.
Thank you for this. I also prefer to fight in the pit. My aim is the same thing, the cash and the belt. Thank you.
So let's show an exciting and entertaining fight, not just some amateur stuff as well.
Então vão concordar em uma luta interessante e violento e não uma coisa sacanagem, não uma aventura. Vão entreter.
De forma alguma. Eu acredito que essa pode ser a melhor luta que o Karate Combat já viu.
I agree with you. We will entertain, we will fight good, and I believe this could be the best and most entertaining fight Karate Combat has ever seen.
I love that everybody's in agreement.
So we have an agreement there. I would like to take a moment to ask if anyone has any questions for our fighters on stage, any media or anyone at all. Any questions? Put up your hand, I'll come over with a microphone. Thank you.
Hi, my first question's for Adam. You've got some elite fighters on stage, and it's quite clear to see that Karate Combat wants to make a statement. How important is it for you to be unique in the combat sports space? And what would your pitch be to people who are going to be tuning in to Karate Combat for the first time for Season 4?
Well, I mean, I think we already proved that we're different, and we're putting on something which is not a UFC junior, is not a copy-paste of what the big guys are doing. We're doing something completely different when it comes to the arena where the guys are fighting, the pit. No other league has the pit. We're doing crazy backgrounds, and we're traveling time and traveling space, and now we're gonna conquer new worlds. I think Karate Combat is right now the most exciting league out there, the most original one. And I'm happy to fight on this one because you cannot show me one which is even close, right? Because you can go and sign either retired or you know, like fighters over 50. We don't do that. We're signing Olympic medalists. We just signed Gabriel Varga, who was a Glory and Bellator kickboxing champion. And we'll be continuing to add very, very high-level fighters, but at the same time, our fighters who are evolving in the pit year by year are getting so good that nobody will have an easy job fighting them. So I think the pitch is just sit down once in front of your TV, laptop, mobile phone, and watch 3 minutes of Karate Combat, and then you never go anywhere else.
Just had a quick question for Edgars as well. Does the pressure of being champion feel like a weight on your shoulders, or does it drive you more given the responsibility?
As you can see from the first fight, when I came into Karate Combat, they gave me already the #1 contender, the best guy on the roster. Since then, all the time, I have been fighting only the #1 guys. And the results speak it by itself. I can shine under the pressure. I perform better under the lights and under the pressure. Pressure, for me, is a privilege.
And just one more question for Louise. You've clearly had a little bit of back and forth already here. Is there a genuine dislike, or are you just kind of trying to, you know, build up the fight and maybe wind him up a little?
Só para você saber, ele estava antes falando sobre a pressão do cinturão, nada sobre você. Aí ele perguntou que parece que tem alguma... que vocês não se gostam. É verdade que não se gostam? É uma coisa verdadeira que tem na sua vida, ou é para luta mesmo?
Gostar, eu não gosto de ninguém na minha categoria. Mas
I don't like anyone in my category.
ele é o cara que tem o cinturão e eu quero o cinturão. Então, para pegá-lo, eu tenho que passar por ele.
Yeah.
Então, isso é apenas uma consequência.
Yeah, it's a consequence. The dislike is a consequence. I don't like anyone in my category, and he's the one with the belt, so it's merely a consequence that I've got to go through him.
It's not about liking or disliking somebody. Here, especially in karate combat, which karate is all about respect. Like I said, it's not about liking or disliking anybody here. We're professionals here. It's strictly business, and that's it.
Tá concordando, não tem nada a ver em gostar ou não gostar de ninguém. É karatê, nós estamos respeitando um ao outro, mas é um trabalho também, é um business. Entendeu?
Sim, é um trabalho e que bom que a gente tem um ao outro. Eu acho que essa rivalidade e o nível técnico meu e dele faz com que se crie uma expectativa muito boa entre o público para assistir essa luta, e isso é bom para mim, bom para ele, bom para o esporte, bom para a companhia, e para mim é isso que importa.
It's purely business, and the fact that we have this skill set and this technical ability, I'm grateful that he's here and he has this technical ability so that we can fight. Did you have one more last question?
So just one more to Ross. How have you enjoyed being part of Karate Combat thus far, and what part of your game makes you the most confident about finding victory in your upcoming fight?
Yeah, thank you for that. The ability for me to be at Karate Combat has been a blessing. You know, it's incredible because I've been a part of a lot of big organizations, whether it be Glory or I've competed sport karate all over the world at the highest levels. But very few are run by actual martial artists who care about their staff and care about their fighters. It was an instant, you know, I'll say love affair, but it's an appreciation that you feel from the top down. It's not just the people who are backstage with you. It's from the management, from Adam, to all of the staff that appreciate, you know, it makes you feel like they are here because of us and not the other way around. And that only makes us want to strive to work harder in the pit. As far as my skill set goes, this platform allows me to take all of the skills that I've used since I was 7 years old in sport karate, in full contact, professional experience, and mold it together to build beautiful violence.
Thank you, Ross. Adam, you mentioned Gabriel Varga earlier. That's one of the questions we have on our social media platforms. When will we see him fight?
Season 4?
Aha, there you go. Straight off answer. Any other questions?
Thank you, Layla. My first question is for both Igor and Ross. Layla had mentioned the social media tiff that you had. Igor, if you win, are you intending on demanding an apology? And then Ross, what's your policy on making apologies?
Igor, si ganas, ¿le pedirías una disculpa a Ross o...?
¿Una disculpa por qué? No, el que me tiene que pedir disculpas a todos los peleadores es él. Él faltó al respeto en mi parecer. Vale que es para el show, pero esto es karate.
An apology for what? The one who was disrespect was him, and he has to apologize with all the fighters because this is about respect.
When we talk about respect, you know, for him to send me a message privately, you know, if I say something in public, you check me in public. All right? If I say something in private, you can address me in private. But for him to reach out privately and talk about this isn't Glory, this isn't the streets, what do you know about either of those things? All right? Martial arts is about competition, and here we are to compete. So we'll see what happens when we step in the pit.
Habló de que le contestaste en privado y de que hablaste sobre Glory y que, o sea, él dijo esto en público y que tú le contestaste en privado.
Porque tengo que hablarle en público. Es una cosa entre él y yo, no tiene por qué saberlo la gente. A él le gusta mucho el show, a mí no. Yo soy un hombre humilde que va a su objetivo en la línea recta. No me gusta... Yo hablo en el pit, no en las redes.
I talk in the pit. I don't want to show, to give show for the fight. I think that I just speak in the pit, and that's why I send him a private message.
May I ask another? I think Igor misunderstood my question, but I think he got the gist of it at the end. Luis, you recently described the champion as, and I quote, boring as fuck. What about the champion who has had so many entertaining fights for me and even asked for entertainment in this fight right here at this press conference? What about him is boring? And then in the nature of fairness, when he's done, I'd like to hear your description of Luis Rocha.
Did he say that in English? The quote?
I think he understood.
Yeah, I think he understood. O que você falou sobre o campeão, você chamou ele boring as fuck. Por quê? O que na lutas dele que você acha que é boring?
Na verdade, foi um comentário, me fizeram uma pergunta sobre o que eu tenho a falar sobre ele como pessoa. E eu falei que não tinha muito o que falar sobre ele porque não sabia nada sobre ele, porque eu não vi ele fazendo nada de interessante. Não tinha muita informação. Foi nesse sentido, não foi dessa forma desrespeitosa que foi colocado.
Okay. I fear translating this one. He said, well, really it's out of context because the quote was asked, I was asked about him as a person, not as a fighter. But he didn't mean it in a disrespectful way. He just says he finds him very boring.
As you can see on YouTube, on Facebook, numbers doesn't lie. I have the most views both everywhere on YouTube, on Facebook. People just like my fighting style. People are tuning in to see the Bear Slayer entertainment show. And it's gonna happen this fight as well.
Ele falou que os números não mentem, que ele tem os mais números e likes, as pessoas gostam dele muito. Então, para entreter, ele está conseguindo bem. Obrigado. Any other questions?
Question for Edgar. You're on a run of title defenses. If you win here, you're undoubtedly the most dominant force in the lightweight division. Do you want to see other champions from other promotions cross over and test themselves against you under this mixed martial arts rule set?
Well, at this moment, I'm just focusing on the opponent ahead. When I'm gonna beat him, God willing, after that, we're gonna sit down with Karate Combat. My team from Hajime Management gonna sit down, and together we're gonna come up with a new fight. If it's gonna be any other champions coming from different organizations, for me, it really doesn't matter. The pit is my office, and doesn't matter who's gonna be in front of me. I'm just gonna go to my work and do my job.
A question for Ross. Ross, Igor's nickname is the Iberian Bull. So does that make you the Matador?
If it has to play out that way, then absolutely. He's an aggressive fighter. He packs power in his hands, but his experience is what lacks. He has more experience in the pit, but overall, throughout his competition career, his variety of technique is lacking, and that's where I'll be able to excel. And if we have to play the Matador game, the bull will usually die.
Final one from me. Obviously, you've been training with Calvin Cater, who's coming off that win over Giga Chikadze, who you helped mimic, and he's helped you for this one. What's it like to have that kind of high-level training partner, just tapping into that knowledge?
Yeah, it's irreplaceable. A guy like Calvin, although I was brought in specifically to help him in his fight for Giga, Calvin undoubtedly has one of the best right hands in the sport. Certainly not going to be as damaging or deadly as Igor's. So, being prepared for, a fight like this with a guy like that, I'm very confident going ahead.
Thank you. I just want to give the translator an opportunity to let Igor know exactly what was said there.
Bueno, estaba hablando sobre, se siente muy confiado por su entrenador y estaba hablando de que él piensa que eres muy buen peleador, pero que te hace falta experiencia, obviamente no en Karate Combat, pero en general te hace falta experiencia y que también en la técnica que te hace falta variedad y que esa es la ventaja que él tiene en este momento y que obviamente él es el matador y que el toro va a morir.
Bueno, en parte tiene razón, me considero un novato.
Partly he's right because I'm just an amateur.
Pero bueno, mis golpes duelen igual que un tío experimentado.
but my punches hurt and damage as a professional.
Y lo del matador, dice que va a ser el matador, ¿no? Él es turbo, ya puede correr.
And you are you said that you are El Matador, but your nickname is Turbo, so you can start running.
Can you? He was doing a lot of looking at my face, and they say that winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners.
Las palabras se las lleva el viento, díselo.
Eso como lo trato. The words disappear with the wind.
He's saying he can't be bothered with the translation. He doesn't want to hear it words disappear with the wind. Right. Do we have? I have one more question from socials. A lot of people asking about Samuel Eriksson. When will we see him appear in Karate Combat again?
Yeah, as I said with Gabriel Varga, Samuel will be also part of season 4.
Thank you. Any other questions? I think we might be able to wrap it up. We'll be having our face-offs shortly, so if you stick with us, we're just going to change the setup here and be back for face-offs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm here.
You're looking everywhere but me.
Yeah.
It's over there.
En español.
¡Vamos!
And finally, Edgar Scribbers and Luis Rocha, please.
Let's do a show.
Thank you all very much for coming. We much appreciate it.
This one